Hello, I'm Gary Maurer from Green Pro Solutions, and we're here today to talk about a new model of a turf truck that we're just introducing. This will be the first view of this truck, and I need to tell you a little bit about why this truck is what it is. First of all, this is one of the Sprinter vans. It's part of a series that offers Toyota or Dodge, and there's various versions of this out there. Sprinter was one of the earlier ones. We tend to use more Sprinters simply because of the larger payload. This will carry 500 to 1,000 pounds more than the next closest competitor. And of course, when you're hauling lots of stuff around, 500 or 1,000 pounds can be a huge difference. Let's look inside and see what's in here. First of all, we have a turf machine in here, and the turf machine requires a ramp. One of the great things about the Sprinter is how the doors open. This is a standard opening, but I can unhook the latches, and there's magnets on each side of the truck to hold the door open. Now this ramp is a very unique ramp. It's a multi-position ramp. It's not just a ramp. First of all, let me show you this feature. So the entire ramp almost looks like a door and swings open so that you can put things in and out of the van without using the ramp feature. So you can see this is a piece of equipment that we have securely fastened down inside there. There's a special locking mechanism, a wheel lock on the front wheel to keep it securely in place. Now we'll go ahead and close this door ramp and actually turn it into a ramp. By the way, there's a lock, so it can't close on you when you're not wanting it to. Then there's a lock to let the ramp down. By the way, this is spring assisted, and it probably only takes 20 to 25 pounds of effort to get this ramp down. Has rollers at the end, so it easily rolls out. There's adjusting legs here in the center, so you can adjust it for the kind of topography that you're in. And this ramp will take 2,200 pounds. Now I'm going to take a break. We're going to unload the piece of equipment, and then we'll take a tour inside. Now that we have the Z machine off the Sprinter, I want to show you some of the actual operating systems in the unit here. First of all, this is the wheel locker right here. When you drive the machine on, the front wheel rolls over top of this, and this rolls up behind the wheel. So you have this brace in front of the wheel, this behind the wheel, and then this locking mechanism over here actually locks this in so it can't move. Very firmly secure. What you didn't see is there's straps that go across the back to keep the rear wheels from moving in the back. What you see here is a 250-gallon tank. We have options. You can start at 2, 250, 3, or up to 400 gallons here, depending upon what your needs are. We wanted to make sure there's plenty of storage, so we actually positioned the Sprinter, or the Z sprayer in this case, it could have been some other manufacturer machine, as far back from the tank as possible to create additional space in here. We also have the option of putting additional hanging space off the sides at this height to get more storage space in. What we do have here is this is 4 foot long by 18 by 18, and this huge amount of storage here. You can't have too much storage in one of these units. And you can see that we added some really great LED lighting. We added 3 different strips of lighting throughout the unit because with the special interior that we sprayed into it, it made it very dark. Now, a little bit about the interior. This is a special new high-tech version. This is actually called Bullet. It came out by the original manufacturer of Line-X, I believe, but it is really durable, hence the name Bullet. What we do is we take out all of anything that comes on the inside of the vehicle, we take out. So we go back to the steel panels. throughout the van. And then it all gets sanded down. All of the white shiny metal gets sanded down, which takes a couple days. And then we spray this lining in. And the lining is every place. We did the floor, the ceiling, the walls, everything. Because obviously there's a lot of moisture potential in here. And we wanted to reduce the rust potential as much as we possibly could. This is not an inexpensive process. Obviously very labor intensive. But when you're spending this kind of money for a unit, you know, a few $1,000s to preserve your investment is probably a good investment. We're going to move around to the operational side of the truck now, where actually all the business takes place here. First of all, you'll notice when we open the side of the truck that there's all this aluminum here. And actually, this is a containment area. And I can take these items out of the truck. These are gates, so that when you put a pallet of product in here, you know, when you put a pallet of product in, it's fine when you put it in, but then you start to take it apart, and now bags are flying everywhere. So this is the containment area, and these doors enable you to control whatever the height of the product is still in the truck. So now you can just bring your skid loader or your fork truck or whatever, or if you're at your local supplier picking up product, your supplier can just take their piece of equipment, put your pallet in there, close the doors. You'll notice as you look through this unit, you probably noticed in the back, you notice again here, the structural elements that we've added and how sturdy they are. This is really high quality, very thick aluminum. And we actually take this and bend it into this form, so it's it's very sturdy. In addition to which, we add this special steel piece across the top so that it can't spread out and become deformed or bent or something like that. So that's what that's all about. We still keep the textured floor here so that your skids won't slide around. So we managed to keep all the beneficial things here. Another thing I'd like to point out, we actually take this divider between the passenger compartment and your workspace, we take it out and we do a special, what we call vapor proofing. You're carrying around a lot of chemical smells in the back here, and obviously you don't want to be smelling that up front. You cannot buy a van that will keep all of the vapors out of the driver's compartment. So we take this unit out and we do a lot of modifications to it. We vaporize or vapor proof everything and then reinstall that for you. Another thing that we installed in this particular unit, here again to control smells, vapors, and so forth, is a power ventilating fan. There's a simple switch here next to the door, and there's a hand crank on it to open it up, so you can leave it open or close it, or whatever you want to do. But here again, another small feature that we designed into this unit to help provide driver comfort, safety, so on and so forth. In our commitment to design functionality and efficiency into our units, we have the fan, we have the additional lights that we put in, and the 50-gallon-a-minute pump to pump liquid from the tank into your equipment out here. 3 switches are located right inside this door post, conveniently located right where you need them, so it makes it easy to do everything that you need to do. Now I'd like to show you the how we distribute the liquid or fertilizer or weed killer, whatever's in that tank, into a piece of ride-on spray equipment. And I brought a bucket here today just to give you an idea how fast the liquid moves out of here. This may look familiar. This is a simple dispensing hose, and it fits in a container right next to the door. The nozzle does that. Actually, if it drips when you put back up, it will catch any of the drips that may come out of the hose. We're using an electric transfer pump that pumps at a very fast rate. So this is about 40 gallons a minute. Actually, it's about 50 gallons a minute, because that 5-gallon bucket is already full. So one of the commitments that we have at Green Pro Solutions is to make your job easier, to make the processes as efficient as we possibly can. So we put on pumps and use containment areas to contain product, and everything we do is designed to make your job easier, faster, and ultimately more profitable. I think this takes care of everything that we wanted to show you about our new turf unit. As I said, this particular, we can build it on any platform that you desire. We happen to choose this particular one, the Sprinter 3500, because it can carry more weight. This happens to be the 11,000 GVW model. They're kind of rare, they're hard to find, but they're well worth the investment because you'll get excellent fuel economy, you know, like 25 miles per gallon, and you can still tow in addition to all the stuff that we're carrying here if you wanted to tow something. I do have one more thing I'd like to show you. Let's load the piece of equipment back up, and I want to show you one other feature for the ramp at the back. So if I go to my local guy to pick up a pallet of equipment, or I need to put some other things in here, if the ramp is down, I can't get a piece of equipment close enough to put something into the truck. If this is opened outwards, I also can't get close enough to put something into the truck. And whenever you open it out like that, it locks so that it can't fall shut or blow shut or come shut while you're loading a piece of equipment. But if I wanted to actually put something inside, this will open up fully against the wall, and now I can actually move a fork truck or something up in here, and I can set something inside of this space. So the flexibility of this ramp is extraordinarily important to continue to keep the multifunction that's designed into your piece of equipment, and this ramp gives you all of that and more. So I want to thank you for taking the time to join us today to look at our newest piece of equipment. And as I said, this happens to be a Sprinter, but it can be whatever you want it to be. We do look at what you want to do with it, the weights that you need, the length, and so forth when we're designing for you. But that's what we do. We custom design for you. So thank you for joining us this afternoon. This is Gary Maurer from Green Pro Solutions.